Hi everybody, today I'm going to do a dirty pour, but instead of just pouring it straight out of the cup into a puddle that spreads, I'm going to do the ribbon technique. Now I tried to draw a ribbon on my blackboard, didn't come out very good. Hopefully my painting will look better than my attempt here. But let me talk to you about what the ribbon technique is. It's really just movement. You're affecting the placement of the paint as you put it down, and you really want to have plenty of paint. You want to do a minimum of tilting. I have a 10-ounce cup here that I have some leftover paint. I filled up my cup with maybe 9 different colors, just leftovers, blues, pinks, some golds, browns. I have a little bit left if I need it. Hopefully this will be enough. You don't want to skimp. You want to make sure you have plenty of paint. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Now, before I start, I haven't done this technique very many times. I've tried it a little bit, but there's an artist named Crystal Ma. Her last name is M.A. She's the best I've seen. She has perfected this ribbon technique. She's on YouTube, and she's one of the few artists I can think of who does pours where I can recognize her work without being associated with her name. I recognize her work, and that really says something. So I'm not as practiced at this as she is, so we'll see what happens. But this is a fun technique, and you can affect, instead of just pouring and seeing what happens as it spreads, we're going to try and affect it a little bit and create some nice ribbons. So here we go. There's my dirty pour. And you don't have to go fast, but you need to be kind of deliberate. So I'm going across this in little ribbons. I'm going to tilt this some, but the less you can tilt one of these, the better off you are, because the ribbon will start to kind of get big and distorted. So I'm just going to tilt to try and get some coverage, and I can always use some more paint. This is a pretty thick pour. But you can see there's some definitive stripy, ribbony effect here. So I don't want to tilt this anymore, so I'm going to make a little bit more of a dirty pour so I can use these corners, so I can fill up these corners. That's why I have this paint ready. See, use a little more gold. So this is probably more than I need, but I'm going to, again, I'm gonna try to make some movement across these corners instead of just pouring straight. I'm gonna make a little movement. And just across the top here. I actually like this red. I'm going to see if I can squeeze a little more red out of my pour here, a little leftover red. See, when you do this at the end, let's see, I created dots. That's okay. It looks okay. Just going to cover this corner. Again, trying for the stripy look. Let's see, what do I want to do? When you get to the bottom of a pour, it seems to come out more stripy than it does in the beginning. So this is where you can take advantage of that. these things have kind of an outer space look to me, very kind of surreal. They're fun. Do just a little bit more so you wouldn't. So since I'm not going to tilt anymore, these last pour I did, the last little lines I did, they should stay put. So that will maintain kind of this ribbon look. So that's pretty much it. We had some cells come up. I did have silicone in each of the colors. And so there's some cells coming up, and there's other areas with no cells. There's a nice variety of colors. This is really a fun technique. I'm going to cover this and let this dry slowly over a few days because this is a rather thick pour. I'm just gonna, I've got a little blank canvas there. I don't mind a little blank canvas on the sides, but I'll just see if I can get this covered up without tilting it. So there it is. There's some nice ribbony look. Nice detail. Fun pour. So if you do this, make sure you have plenty of paint. I had just enough paint to do this. This was a really full 10-ounce cup for a 12 by 12 canvas, and I ended up having to use more than the completely full 10-ounce cup. So I probably used 15 ounces of paint because you do want to maintain the shapes. The more you tilt, the more your shapes start to get bigger and dissipate. So keep that in mind when doing the ribbon pour. Have fun with it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Comment in the videos. Send me a picture if you do this. Private message on Facebook. That works pretty good. I'd love to discuss anything with you. So I hope you enjoyed this ribbon pour. We'll see you next time.